Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. I am here with another lesson for Indian economy. So this is a lesson on inflation. So I have previously loaded some few lessons on inflation. So in this lesson we are going to learn about the how to measure the inflation. Okay, what are the ways to measure inflation? Okay. So basically, economics measure the price level with what is known as price index. They have developed some price index. Okay. So a price index is a number whose movement reflects the movement in average level of prices. Okay. So if you say a price index rises by 10%, it means the average level of prices are also risen by 10%. Okay. So it means average price movement of over a period of time in a fixed basket of goods and services. Although now you may find it very vague idea, I'll tell you in detail what is price index and what is fixed basket of commodities. Okay. See, in a country, lot of products are produced. Okay. On this lot of products, people generally used to consume lot of products. No, some of these products are taken. In fact, most of the products are taken, right? And they are put into the basket. This is just for an example. They are not put into a basket. Consider it, they are put in a basket, right? And in that basket there may be some 10 food items, 10 fuel items, 10 other items, okay, manufacturing items, all the goods and services in the economy. Those kind of many items will be there put into the basket, and each item will have a value. Okay, each item will have a value this year, and each item will increase next year because of each item's price will increase next year. Okay. So what the price index will do is it will try to calculate the average, okay, average price movement of all these items in the basket of goods and services, and this is listed in the price index. The average price movement will be in the price index. So it will show all the average product in the basket, all the product in the basket of goods and services. No, all the prices will be averaged, and the price rise or decline will be mentioned. Generally it will be price rise, there will be a price increase. Okay, that will be given, and that will show how the price are increased from previous year to this year. Okay. Even till now, if you find it difficult to understand, just wait for a few more minutes, you will understand when we are seeing the different index. So there are variety of indices to measure inflation. Okay, but in India two measures are very widely used. One is consumer price index, another is wholesale price index. Okay, these two are very widely used. Okay, there are also other index like GDP deflator, producer price index, cost of living index. Okay, so there are others, but India generally has these two, consumer price index and wholesale price index, as a major one. Okay, first we'll see the what is wholesale price index. So the wholesale price index represents the price of basket of wholesale goods. As I said earlier, consider there is a basket. In that basket there will be some products, I said goods. So in the wholesale market there are plenty of goods are sold, right? So these products, a lot of products are taken, not all the products are taken, there are certain only certain items are taken, which will give a clear picture of how the change in prices affects. So they will be put into this basket, and those price rates are monitored, and the average of those prices will be indexed. Okay, see, it will measure the changes in the price of goods sold and traded in the wholesale business. Okay, so this point is very important. It consider only goods and services that are sold or traded in the wholesale market, that is between a retail seller and a wholesale seller. So these two people will buy the product, no, at that area this is the price of this is taken. This is the difference between the consumer price index and wholesale price index. For the consumer price index, it will be the consumer purchasing at the retail level. Okay, so that price will be different to the wholesale price, because there will be the profit that the retailer made and other taxes included, right? So other things, so consumer price will be a little bit higher than the wholesale price. Okay, and also the we also have to understand in the wholesale price a lot of items that are excluded. For example, in the wholesale prices index, only goods and goods are included, they do not include services. Okay, and if you take India at present, no, which sector is contributing more towards the GDP? It is services, but that services is not at all included in the wholesale price index. That is only the wholesale price index was for so much of so long used as measuring inflation, as a major index used for measuring inflation in India. But since 2013 we have moved towards consumer price index, because the wholesale price index may not be accurate. There are multiple reasons for that. Okay, the wholesale price index is released by the Office of Economic Advisor, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. This is very important. Okay, with the month lag. Okay, so monthly it is released, and it is measured on point to point basis. This kind of points are very important. Point to point, what do we mean by point to point? See, generally if somebody is taking a account of something, no, what they will do, if they are taking for 1 year, in fact generally accounting, what will they do, they will start with 1st April to 31st March, right? But what point to point mean is 1st April to 1st April of the next year. That is what point to point base mean. So wholesale price index will measure like that. So example is July prices of this year with July prices of another year. Okay, so that 1 year period will not be like July 1 to June 31, like that. It will be July 1 to July 1. That is how wholesale price index are measured. That is very important. These kind of points are very important. Okay, and there will be a base year. Okay, base year is very important for measuring the change in price. Okay, the 2011 and 12 is the base year at present for the wholesale price index, and this was changed in 2017-18. Previously it was 2004-5, I think. So in 2017-18 we changed it to 2011 to 12. That is the base year. So for example, 2011-12 a product is, take example, there are some wholesale goods in 2011 or 12 it is sold at certain price. Okay, that same product is also sold today in the market, right? But since then it has increased value. Okay, and since then every year there have been inflation. Okay, and this value will be measured, and finally it will be found how much is the increase of price. Okay, that is how this is arrived. So base year is very important. Also the goods in world sale price index, no, there are 697 items included. Okay, in fact it is one of the large number of items. There are 699. So in the world sale market 697 goods are sold. All the 697 goods are in the basket. Okay, each and everything will have a price, and this price will increase from one year to another year, and these are monitored, and the value of the change of value is found. Okay, here the 697 items are divided into three categories, three major groups. One is manufactured products. Okay, the second is primary articles like food articles, vegetable, milks, minerals, etc. And the third is fuel and power. Okay, in fact here the manufactured goods, no, it gets the most weightage. In fact, among the 697 items, 64.23% manufacturing products gets. Primary articles only get 22.62%, and fuel and power gets only 13.15%. So the manufacturing is the highest in this case. Okay. Previously, while calculating before 2017, no, while calculating world sale price index, taxes are included in the world sale price index. So world sale price index, when the world sale seller sells it to a retailer, no, he would put some tax. The government will charge some tax. No, that will be there. So that amount is calculated. But since 2017, there was a revised series of world sale price index. They made some changes because they wanted it to be more accurate. Hence, they excluded the taxes in the 2017. Okay, please remember these kind of points. As I said earlier, the world sale price index will be is unsatisfactory even after the revised series in 2017. Okay, in 2017 they revised this by revising the base year from 2004-5 to 2011-12. They also revised the they also not included the taxes in the calculation. They also increased the number of products. Okay, but still it is unsatisfactory because the services are not measured. As a result, important services like education, telecom, healthcare, banking, like some of the very important service sector in the country, major share towards GDP are not included, right? And also in India, lot of goods are also produced in the unorganized sector. World sale price index takes into account only what is produced in the organized sector. So goods that are produced in the unorganized sector, no, they also include a large number of products. In fact, 35% of the product. So that is also not included in the calculation of world sale price index. As a result, it will not give correct picture. Okay, that is why the world sale price index was previously used by RBI to as a measure of inflation. But since 2013 and 14, RBI has shifted to CPI, Consumer Price Index, as measure of inflation. Okay, this was recommended by Urjit Patel Committee. Okay, please remember this point. Urjit Patel Committee recommended Consumer Price Index will give more accurate picture, so it should be used by RBI as measure of inflation. Okay, please remember all the points. These are all very important points. Prelim points of view, lot of questions will be asked. Prelims part of view, questions from this area will be asked like this. So every point, if you understand clearly, it will be very useful. Now we will see the consumer price index. The difference between consumer price index and world sale price index, as I said earlier, it is measured at the sale when it is measured when the consumer purchase it from the retail outlet. Okay, consumer is purchasing his goods at the retail outlet, no, that price is measured. Okay, in the previous case it is measured at the retailer purchasing at the wholesaler businessman. Here it is consumer purchasing at the retailer, so the final destination consumer price index. Okay, it is also measured based on the point to point basis. Okay, like July to July, right? um, it is released by NSO or CSO under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Please remember this kind of points, right? Previously we saw the wholesale price index, which is released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Okay, here it is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. These kind of facts you should be very clear, because questions will be asked. Okay, they may say that consumer price index is measured by released by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. That is wrong, because consumer price index is released by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Okay, so these kind of facts are very important. The base year for consumer price index is 2012. Okay, and it is also released every month on 12th. Okay, here is a formula for calculating consumer price index. The cost of basket in the current period divided by cost of basket in the base period into 100. Okay, simple measure. So what are all the things will be the major component in the consumer price index? Foods and beverages, which get the highest value. In the wholesale price index we saw the manufacturing goods get highest value. In the consumer price index, foods and beverages, because foods and beverages are the major item consumed by mass number of people, so it gets 45.86% weightage. Housing, fuel, clothing, pan, tobacco and intoxicants, and finally other items. So this is how the different items are clubbed. Okay, so maximum number of weightage is given to foods and beverages in the consumer price index. So please remember these kind of points. If they are asking a question, differentiate between wholesale price index and consumer price, you could write those kind of answers. So the consumer price index, there are different types of consumer price index are released. So at present 6 types of consumer price index are released. They are consumer price index for industrial workers, consumer price index for agricultural laborers, consumer price index for rural laborer, consumer price index for urban, consumer price index for rural, and consumer price index combined urban and rural. Okay, so this is how 6 types of consumer price index are released. Among this, the first 3, that is the consumer price index for industrial workers, agricultural laborers and rural labor, no, those first 3 are released by Ministry of Labor. Please remember this point. You could understand industrial worker, agricultural labor and rural labor all really deal with labors. So it is released by Labor Bureau, Ministry of Labor. Okay, the other 3, that the consumer price index for urban, consumer price index for rural and consumer price index combined urban and rural, is released by NSO, Ministry of Statistics Program Implementation. Please remember points. Consumer price index, there are 6 index, 3 are released by Labor Bureau and other 3 are released by National Statistics. You have to be very careful about these things. In fact, questions I have asked previously from this area, who releases what, right? So if you have a clear picture, it will be very useful. So the consumer price index for industrial workers has a base year of 2001. Consumer price index for agricultural laborers has a base year of 1986-87. Consumer price index for rural labor has a base year of 1986-87. Okay, please remember these kind of points. So now we will see what are the difference between wholesale price index and consumer price index. If you have learned so far, from that information itself you could come up with some points. That is enough. In fact, I have written only those things. So wholesale price index tracked inflation at the don't mention it as producer level, mention it as wholesale business selling point. Okay. And consumer price index captures changes in prices level at the consumer level. The two indices differ in terms of weightage given to different items. In fact, especially food items are given more advantage, more weightage in the consumer price index, and manufacturing items are given in more weightage in the wholesale price index. That point. Then there is also other point. The wholesale price index does not include prices of services, but the consumer price index include services too. Hence, that is only consumer price index is a better measure. It will give a more accurate picture. Not only that, there are other reasons for it, right? That is why at present consumer price index is used by RBI as a measure of inflation. Okay, since 2013-14. So there are also other measures like GDP deflator. Okay, in fact, this GDP deflator, no, it is considered as a more comprehensive measure of inflation than other measures. Because why? Because it take into account all the goods and services produced in an economy. See, as I said earlier, no, when we consider wholesale price index, we just take only some 697 goods. In fact, it does not even include services. And we saw that in the consumer price index, they also take only certain amount of goods and services. In fact, it will be lesser than the wholesale goods and services. Okay, hence they are excluding lot of items. Okay, but the GDP deflator will include all the item goods and services that is produced in an economy. Okay, that is why it is considered as a more comprehensive measure. The GDP deflator is measured by this formula, that is nominal GDP divided by real GDP into 100. Okay, a simple formula. See, why GDP deflator is not used? No, because GDP deflator is released only quarterly. Please remember these kind of points. In fact, these kind of questions will be asked in prelims. Wholesale price index is released monthly. Consumer price index is also released monthly. But GDP deflator is released only quarterly along with GDP. Okay, in India GDP also is released quarterly. Hence, this could not be used for short term calculation. That is why RBI is not relying on this. Okay, short term data is not available. That is why it is not used. Then there is cost of living index. In this cost of living index, no, it measures only the core for an average person, right? Like you, me, and other people all over. No, we usually spend some amount in certain goods and services. For example, we will spend on food, we will spend on transportation, we will spend on clothing, we will spend on education, we will spend on health care, we will spend on something on entertainment, we will spend something on child care, right? These kind of things we spend as a average person. So only these items we will spend something on fuel, because we all will have some way like that. So only these items which are vital for an average human being to lead a life, no, only these items are included in this index, and average of these cost are measured. Okay, and based on this, the cost of living is found. So the cost of living index is what will be the basic expenses for an average person in an economy and what is the rise in those prices. Okay, that it measures in the cost of living index. Then there is producer price index. Okay, another very important index, but India at present is not using this or calculating this. The producer price index is an index used to calculate the movement of price from the seller's point of view. This price is only calculated at the producer level. Okay, the measure is done at the producer level. Okay, see, when a producer produces a good, right, he 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 purchases some good, he incurs some cost, all this cost will be there will be something, no, its cost of production, only that amount is calculated. A producer is producing a product, for that he incurs some cost, and for that raw material and other thing, no, in fact that old product, that cost, what happens for that product, he is producing a product, for that factor of cost of production is there. What is the cost of production? That will change, keep on changing from year to year, right? Because raw material price may increase. Okay, so that is measured. So it is measured at two places. It could be either measured at the output of producer, that is after the producer is finished his production. It could also measure at the input level, when the goods when the production process starts in an producer level. Okay, so input output PPI, that is the difference. Okay, as I said earlier, this index is not yet formulated in India. India is using only CPI to track inflation, and world sale price index does not cover services, but producer price index will also cover services. Okay, see, what is the need for producer price index? In fact, India is planning to measure this thing. In fact, Niti Aayog is taking steps to how to launch this producer price index like that. They are taking steps to this measuring producer price index. But why producer price index is important? See, producer price index is a indicator for change in future change in consumer price index. What do we mean by that? See, at the producer level, if the prices increases, means it will eventually reach the consumer, because the producer will take some time to produce the product. But the producer, when the price increases in the producer level, if the government identifies, it will know that in future the consumer price index will also increase, so they could step an advanced step. That is why producer price index is said that it is the indicator for consumer price index in the coming times. Okay, in the future. Okay, so that is why it is very important. India is planning to calculate that also, right? So we have seen all the important measures of inflation. I hope you have understood. Even if you haven't understood certain concepts, try to read once again, you will understand all these things. Okay, please remember all the facts. In fact, civil service detail is very important. There are a lot of small details inside each and everything. Please remember all those details. Okay, it will be very useful in prelims. Okay, with this I end this lesson. Bye.